Welcome back everyone, and today we have a new video by Kentucky Ballistics, duty weapons of the Kentucky State Police past to present. So in the US, does every state have like different weapons for the police? I don't know how that works, I don't know much about the US, so let's see what we have today.
Guess what, Scott? You're under arrest. Since when are you a state trooper? Since I found this hat at my local thrift shop.
Okay.
Just because you found a hat does not mean you're a state trooper, Scooter. You will not talk to me like that. I am now a gray god, and you will respect my authority. You are under arrest. Oh, yeah? For what? For making stupid videos.
Bruh.
Well, you do have a point. But you gotta catch me first.
They're entertaining though, even if they're stupid.
Come here. Scooter, stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Oof.
Hey, don't twist. Got your hat. Ow.
He's beating the shit out of him. Oh, he has this, the hat now,
They
okay.
didn't give me any keys for these. God, it's not fun
Bruh.
anymore.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. And today I have a very special video for you. We are going to check out all of the sidearms that the Kentucky State Police has been issued throughout the years.
Oh, okay, so sidearms, not like shotguns or rifles or anything, but just the handguns, I guess. Okay.
This has taken a while to get together, and I'm very excited to show it to you. So let's go get set up and get started.
Nice. Oof.
Dang it!
That's a lot of spins from one throw. Wow. Yeah, he almost got it. Oh no.
So some of you may not know this,
Okay.
but I used to be a Kentucky State Trooper. I started my law enforcement career around 2000.
Also, if someone knows, put that in the comments. What exactly is a state trooper? Does that just mean policeman, or is that like something different, like some kind of distinction? Because I don't know at all.
2012.
Okay.
I was a local officer, and then I went on to be a Kentucky State Trooper. And then in 2019,
So is he that Kentucky State Trooper? That means that like he has authority like in the entire state of Kentucky and not just in some local area, or like I don't know how American police works at all.
I got out of law enforcement altogether to pursue other passions.
Nice.
But I'll always be a state trooper at heart, and I will still always be fascinated with the history of the Kentucky State Police. And today, that is what we are going to be talking about, the sidearms of the Kentucky State Police. And over the years, they have had a lot of different sidearms. And the first one that I have for you today is a Smith & Wesson 686.
Very nice. So shiny. I like
So
it.
first of all, I do not believe that these were this shiny when they were issued.
Okay.
This one has definitely been polished up or something.
Yeah.
But this is an authentic Kentucky State Police Smith & Wesson 686 chambered in 357 Magnum. And you can see there it has the Kentucky State
357
Police
Magnum.
logo
Very
on
nice.
the side. This thing has a 4-inch barrel and holds 6 rounds and is absolutely beautiful. So beautiful
Hell yeah.
that I probably will not shoot this gun today. It's going to have
Okay.
a stunt double. I really don't want to get this thing dirty. From
It's just like an antique,
what
just
I
for the
understand,
collection.
this was the issued firearm for the Kentucky State Police up until about 1990, and then they switched
okay.
to a semi-automatic. So what I am most interested in today is to see what the ballistics would look like out of these firearms with the ammunition that they were issued at the time. Now, personally,
Okay.
I would probably be carrying some Underwood ammo, but for the historic value of this video, we are going to be using the ammunition that they would have been issued at the time, and we're going to take a shot at some 10% clear ballistic gel blocks made by Clear Ballistics. So if my
Nice.
sources are correct, the ammunition that was issued with the model 686 were Remington 357 Magnum 125 grain jacketed hollow
Okay.
points. All right,
Let's go.
here we go.
Okay. Ooh. Pretty nice. Damage. It did not go all the way through, but pretty close. Okay.
Well, for one, it is very hot today, and this gel is
Oh no.
melting to this table. let's take a look at our
Yeah, same
results.
actually. It's very hot today
In the
here
first
too,
block.
where I am.
Oh,
No, it's so
look
stuck.
at this here. Oh, man.
Oh,
We actually had
it's like cheese or
quite
something.
a bit of expansion, and that is a pretty good wound channel. And we can
There's like actual, almost like petals. I guess it's pieces of the jacket that have sheared off
continue
from
on
the impact.
almost through the entire 16-inch block.
Nice.
There we go. That is not too bad. There is not much left of that round, and that is because we delivered a lot of energy, and it looks like a lot of that round broke up in the first bit of that block.
Yeah.
So the Kentucky State Police carried the 686 up until about 1990, and then they switched to a semi-automatic handgun. And the one they picked was a Smith & Wesson 1076.
Also
and
Smith
this
& Wesson,
thing is
okay.
pretty ridiculous because it's chambered in 10 millimeter.
Oh, hell
This
yeah.
particular firearm
Nice.
does not have the KSP markings. I have had a very hard time finding an official Kentucky State Police 1076.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're an absolute unicorn.
Okay.
But this is what they would have been carrying. It just does not have the markings. This has a 4.25-inch barrel and holds 9 rounds of 10 millimeter. So my
Nice.
firearm does not have the KSP logo on it, but the ammunition I have today does. This is an original box of 10 millimeter that KSP was issued when they were carrying the 1076.
That's cool.
This is master cartridge, and you can see on the side here, you have the KSP logo, and this is 10 millimeter auto. So
Nice.
these are 180 grain gold dot hollow points, and on the back here, you can
Okay.
see that it says KSP 10 millimeter auto.
okay, cool.
I know
So it's
most
actually
people
stamped
would
on the
probably
case.
never shoot this because this is 50 rounds of original ammunition, but I am very excited to see how these perform. All right, here we go.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that looked a bit more powerful than the first one. Oh, yeah, it went into the second one. Cool. Yeah,
Okay,
that's 10 millimeter.
check that out.
Nice.
Looks like we made it through the entire first block, and then we stopped in the second block. Looks like we made it into that block just about an inch, and then the round got sucked back out of there,
Yeah,
and it expanded
interesting physics on that
really
one.
well. Check that out.
Oh, nice, like
We
actual flower
definitely had
pattern
some
here.
Good energy transfer, but we also
way
had
it's stuck
a
to the-
lot of
Oof.
penetration. So from the
Nice.
looks of this test, I would say that the model 1076 would have been a good swap
Maybe even too much penetration for a hollow point in some cases.
because you had
But,
more rounds
okay.
and better performance. So
Yeah,
KSP
nice.
carried the model 1076 from 1990 to about the early 2000s. And around that time, they went from Smith & Wesson to Glock. They swapped
Okay, yeah.
to a Glock 35 chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson. So this Gen
40.
4 Glock 35 is very special to me because this was my actual duty weapon when I was KSP.
I don't even think I've like seen any handguns in 40 caliber before. I've seen like 9 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and 45, but not just 40.
I was
That's
issued
interesting.
this in the academy, and I carried this one the majority of my career. This has a 5.3-inch barrel. As you can see there on the front, we have the KSP logo.
Nice.
On the
Okay.
top, you have the slide cutout, and this thing holds
Is that like to make it lighter or
15
what?
rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson. So when I was lugging this thing around, I was issued 40 Smith & Wesson Spear Gold Dot, 180 grain jacketed hollow points. And a little fun fact for you, I was top of my class in firearms training. I shot at 100%, but there is one cadet out there who would try to tell you otherwise, but I know that I am the reason that you can't sleep at night, Brad. Okay, settling the debate once and for all. 40 Smith & Wesson versus 10 mil.
Okay. That looked like slightly less penetration, but similar damage. Okay.
Oh, would you look at that? The 10 millimeter went a little bit further than the 40
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson, but we still had really good performance. So we have 10 mil right here, and then this is the 40 Smith & Wesson. They are very, very similar. Oh, that's actually, it's looking pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, looks
that
like same kind of,
real nicely.
yeah, the same kind of expansion on the last one, pretty much.
So the Glock 35 was carried from the early 2000s, and then around 2018, KSP swapped from that to 9mm. Now the current issue from 2018 to present is a Gen 5 Glock 17 chambered in 9mm. If my sources are correct, the ammunition that is issued with this firearm is Spear Gold Dot G2s. These are 9mm, 147 grain. Let's see how they perform compared to our other ammunition.
Looks pretty good. Yeah. Also about the same, even though I expected 9mm to do a little less, but oh, it actually penetrated the same as the 10 pretty much, or even slightly better.
Wow, okay.
Interesting.
Looks like the 9mm penetrated further than all of our other rounds. Went further than the 357, the 40 Smith & Wesson, and the 10mm. You can see right here. I actually got an even better view through here. You have a pretty clear view there of all of the wound channels, and you can see that the 9mm has went the furthest.
I thought the 357 was gonna be, in theory, the most penetration, but I guess it depends on the type of the hollow point as well, so... Okay.
Oh, wow. That's actually beautiful. Check that out. That is a mean-looking little round. So I would argue that the 357 Magnum and the 10mm are probably going to be delivering a more energy, but it looks like the 9mm wins when it comes to penetration. So that was all the...
Again, not sure if you necessarily want to penetrate while using hollow points, but okay, now we know.
Sidearms that were issued and are currently issued. And when it comes to duty weapons, most agencies are packing Glocks, Smith & Wessons, SIGs, and things like that. But some agencies have been trying out something that's a little more slick. This is a Staccato 2011 P. From what I understand,
never heard of that before in my life.
1,600 agencies have swapped to these, and I can see why. This thing is smooth as butter.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Every bell and whistle you can think of. You have a complete metal frame and slide. You have a flared mag well, a bull barrel. It's optics ready. There are so many things to talk about on this gun that I just don't have time to. And honestly, I don't want to because I've never shot one of these before, and I just want to get right to that.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Today I also have this to try out, a Staccato 2011 XC, and as you can see it has a pretty sweet comp on the top. Let's see how this one does. So
that's a lot of rounds in that one handgun.
Tested out
pretty cool.
357 Magnum, 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 10mm. I have to say, I really like 10mm. And if I had to pick a 9mm, I would want something that is extra large. So next, I'm going to try out this Staccato 2011 XL. This thing also has all the bells and whistles, but it's just a little bit bulkier.
Pretty big. I can see that. Oh yeah, okay. I think you can hear it in the shot. No, not in the shot sound, but it does like seem like it does have kind of a bulkier feel to it. I think, at least from the video, it does seem. Or maybe it's just because he's shooting it slower. I don't know.
The only problem with this gun is it doesn't have unlimited ammo. All jokes aside,
problem with most guns.
If I was gonna start the Kentucky Ballistics law enforcement agency, and I had to pick a firearm for my sidearm, you know, I'd probably have to go with a 500 Magnum.
Of course, his favorite. Hell yeah, nice.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I definitely had a lot of fun making it. What was your favorite duty weapon? Let me know in the comment section down below.
Probably the 357, just because of how cool it looks, you know, shiny revolver, even if it wasn't that shiny back then. But the second, probably the 10mm, just because, you know, 10mm, it's cool. It's bigger than 9, you know. More energy and stuff.
Links to those can be found in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt.
More to add to the table graveyard. Yeah.
And as always, my name is
I wonder
Scott.
how big that pile is going to grow.
Kentucky Ballistics, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, nice little piece of history, pretty cool to see. While I have some mixed feelings about police, still cool to look at all the guns, all the shooting, and I'll hope we'll see more from Scott in the future, for a lot more cool big guns and all that, shooting more nice targets. And with that, that'll be all for today. Bye everyone.